Uh, Formal welcome to one and all present here in this wonderful webinar session on leadership. And we are very fortunate enough to have with us Mr. Anand Kumar, Senior Manager from Volkswagen. So we welcome you, sir, on behalf of Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat, Faculty of Management Studies, Parul Institute of Management and Research, MBA department. And I don't know, Diesel ma'am has joined us with or not. So she will be joining with us for just 2 minutes, and then she will be giving the introductory speech and the blessing to all the students. And then we can formally have 1 hour session. And students, you can pass on this link to your friends also, because the leadership is something which we all want to become leader, and we all want to know the qualities of leadership. And be ready. Sir is going to have a demo session on role plays and all. So be ready for that also. Even if your cameras are off, I am expecting that you are. Yes, Bijal ma'am is there. Welcome, ma'am. On behalf
Hello,
of
sir. Yes.
Yes, I would like to hand over to Dr. Bijal Javeri ma'am, Dean and Director of FMS MBA, under whose guidance and leadership all these webinars are taking place. So I'd like to request ma'am to give the welcome address. Over to you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So thank you so much, sir, for today's session that we have arranged on the how to be a leader. And sir is from Mr. Anand Kumar, Senior Manager, Volkswagen Company. I think leadership styles cannot be learned over a night. It is some inbuilt characteristics. It may be many of the field, and sometimes it depends on that how to handle the situation that matters a lot. So I think this generation, all the students, those who are planning to become any manager, see sometimes in daily life also we have to take some decision. So that decision should be what is the impact of that decision in a long term, that matters a lot. So here, whatever the field that students are planning to join, over a period of time, 5 years or after 10 years, chances may be that any students may be on a leadership position, and they may face a certain challenges. So at that moment, how to handle the situation, what type of decision are required to take, and I think nowadays there are a more type of leaders are required, those who can manage a situation like crisis management. Because after pandemic, that you might have observed also, and all the students might have observed that we are facing a challenges. In that case, sometimes we have a long-term planning, but the situation is quite totally different. So whatever your planning may be totally failure. And during this, the pandemic has taught the same thing to us. So today's session, definitely that would be very much helpful to all students of Faculty of Management Studies. And special thanks to coordinator of Ajay Bharadwaj sir, all faculty members, Faculty of Management Studies, for providing such learning opportunity to our students. Thank you, sir. You can, I would like to hand over to you. You can start your session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. In spite of your busy schedule, you always inspire us, motivates us, and it's your direction and guidance that FMS MBA is progressing in the right direction with a full enthusiasm. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us. So now I'd like to request Anand, sir, without wasting any time, that you can begin the session, and students kindly share this link, as this link is live on Facebook and YouTube page of Parul University page. So people can also join from them if the Google Meet link, since we have 100 limits. So if you can share your the links to your friends, families, they can also learn the wonderful tips of leadership. So over to you, sir, Mr. Anand Kumar, Senior Manager, Volkswagen India. Over to you, sir.
Okay, so Ajay sir, thanks a lot. Bijal ma'am, thanks a lot for having me here today on the very important topic nowadays, which is be a leader. Actually, topic is be a leader, not become a leader. So first of all, everybody should understand that everyone is having a leadership quality in themselves. So you do not need to discover anything. Just you have to go with the flow and complete the transformation journey of leadership. Yeah. So this session I have especially made for students, because you are going to become the part of organization in 1 or 2 years after completing your education. Okay. So in coming minutes, we'll go through some slides, and we'll also have role play for the different situation handling in the organization, and definitely you will learn a lot during this period, and we'll make this session very interesting with the some example, real life example, which I have taken from the corporate words. So we will go through that and see this 1 hour of time we are investing today will yield a definitely good result in future for all of us. So let us start. I will present my screen. So can you see the presentation? Ajay sir?
Yes, sir, it is visible. You can, yes, sir, perfectly visible. Just you remove
Okay.
the hide button so
Okay.
that it will be full screen.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, so the topic today I have chosen is Be a Leader, a journey to the leadership. Okay, so the goal for this session is to learn about what is leadership, the 3D model of leadership, become aware of impact factor of their communication, learn communication model techniques, and train them in practical situation to develop themselves and employees. So you all become, in future will be a manager, and how you will handle the situation, how you will manage your team, your employee. That is the goal of this session. And topics we are going to cover today is fundamental of leading others, creating transparency through the communication as a leadership task. And there are also topics related to conflicts, okay, dealing with the conflicts through leadership and developing a transformation process for the employees. Okay, so these two things, goal and topics is here, and we will go through each points in coming slides. Is it okay to all? Okay, so we'll move on the next slide. As Bijal ma'am rightly said that you guys definitely going to go in organizations, in corporates world in future. So see here in this slide, I have shown the phases of professional development. Okay, so dear student, when you the first step of every human life is growing and dreaming and discovering. Okay, so this is like a childhood, till age of 10, we all dreaming about our future jobs. So like somebody want to be a doctor or a pilot or astronaut, and then we come to our school and our higher education like you are doing now, and we come to know the real world, that where we are going. So after 10th, some person can take admission in maths or science, some goes in art and commerce background, whatever. And then after completing our education, it is around age of 18. Okay, so in 18 or 21 you complete your graduation, and then you come into the world of work. So this is a entirely different journey. Okay, and at this age, generally people don't understand about what is leadership, and I think this is very fortunate that you guys are today learning about leadership. We are talking about leadership because at my time when I was in college, no one was talking about the leadership and how it is happening, what generally happens in organization. We will not, nobody was there to teach us these things. And thank you, Ajay sir, for organizing this session. I think so that you guys understand how manager works or how to deal with the different situation before entering into the industry. So this is a very nice initiative by Ajay sir. And then after entering into the world of work, then what happens that basic training and socialization happens. So you go in an organization, you spend 1-2 years for to learn what the organization values, what the organization objectives are, and slowly you accept, the stage of acceptance comes. So you get your confirmation, you become a permanent employee of that organization, and you start working on that, whatever targets which is given by your manager or your organization. Then the phase comes is lasting employment and belonging. So it is like around age of 25 to 30. What we do in this phase, we generally look for the long-term employment, or we switches the job, you get married, you have partner, and people do not think much about how they will grow professionally in future. So you will purchase house, cars, home loan, everything will come. People don't think about, in general, people don't think about how the professional development will happen. Then the things come of the midlife crisis. You understand what does it mean? And then this is around age of 40. People think that whether we have to gain something or regaining something or letting go of your drive. So whatever is going on. So it is around the age of 50. Then disengagement phase comes. So as soon as you grow and you have a lot of experience, this is the time of your disengagement from the organization, and then you have retirement. Okay, so this is very important from this slide, that you should understand how to manage or managing the situation from here only. So entering into the world of work, you should be knowing that where you have to go in future. So this is a general hierarchy of an organization. Okay, so here typically I have shown a simple model that how in industry positions are. So maximum people, when they join as this is an example of a production company. So production operator, line leaders, then line leaders, team leaders, supervisors, project managers, associate managers. So as soon as you go till CEO, there are less positions and you require high managerial skill. And on bottom, you can see that student intern is a base position, and then slowly you grow. So how to become a leader? This is a question now, because when you will join something here. So how will you go on the top? Your aim should be here. Everybody aim should be becoming CEO, but only one get a chance. So there are few options. Either you get elected or you get selected. Pull other down. This is obviously not a good option. Or work on it. Or simply people rise you as a leader. So here today we'll talk on this option. So how simply people will rise you as a leader. So see, the topic is be a leader. Everybody is a leader. I'm telling you, you all are leaders. Okay, you just need to follow some set of rules. You have to improve your skills, and definitely people will rise you as a leader. And who become a leader actually? And why people follow you as a leader? Because they see that you are able to see or do something that they themselves can't do. And this is the situation which we call as a leadership. The simple, all are working for an organization, but only few people can see and can do something that other cannot do. So this is very important topic, and in today's session we will talk about this only. So we'll go to the basic definition of leadership. So the action of leading a group of people or an organization is called leadership, or a process of social influence in which one person can enlist the aid and support of other to accomplishment of common task. So it is all about working together, working in a team to achieve the common objective of the organization. Or there is another definition is leadership is organizing a group of people to achieve a common goal. Okay, so again, how you are managing your people to achieve a common goal is leadership. So is it clear to all? Or if you have any question, you can please ask in between. Ajay sir, I just need a notification that you are getting my voice.
Hello, sir. I lost my connection to the system. Students those who have whatever the Anand sir is asking. I request all the students to participate in and put the peak due to the network and all. So in the
Hello, guys. So you are
in the chat box.
Hello. So guys, you are able to understand the basic of leadership. I just need a quick notification from your side or in a message box. Very good, very good.
Commenting Amrit, even proceed, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now just need to. Yeah. So here in this slide, you can see the leadership triangle. And this is according to Opperman Weber 2001. These are the author of book where they talk about the leadership styles and how leadership work in an organization. So here, as you know, when you become a leader, so you have to work for yourself as well as your employee and as well as your organization. So this triangle shows how a leader work together with their employee and with organization. So generally people, what they do when a newcomer come in an organization, he always think about himself. You know, how much salary I am getting, how much work I have given by my manager, and how I am delivering. But this doesn't work when you become a manager. You know, you have to constantly influence your subordinates, and you have to deal with your top management. Okay, you have to make your employee happy, as well as you have to achieve what the target is given by the top management. So first of all, the basic need of leadership is the understanding your role, what your role is, and understanding the value. So when you will become a manager, you should understand that how much you have to work for your employees, and how you have to manage the top management as well. And here in this angle, if you see the employee needs, so motivating or empowering team development and communication, these are the important points where we handle our employees. Because when newcomers come in an organization, it is very important that taking the 100% from him, it won't work is very easily. First of all, we have to train them, we have to give special trainings to them, we have to give some empowerment to them, some authority to them, so that they can work in their area very easily, so that we together along with our team we can achieve the targets. We'll go on next slide. Yeah, so here I have the same model, leadership triangle, but here we will talk about just a minute. Yeah, so own desire and objective or self-awareness, and this is about you as a manager, yourself. So what quality you should possess to become a good leader or to be a good leader. So there is a 5 sign of self-confidence I will talk about. Then message of you, from you to me message, how to give feedback. And then for the employee, we'll talk about, there is a model called QASK model, and a conflict situation, what is generally happen in organization. And we'll also talk about team development concepts. Okay, so now this is a very interesting part. There is a role play. So I just wanted to know that who will the part of this role play actually.
Archan, you are ready for the role play? Archan, Shweta, Vishwaraj. As I talked with all of you, or those who are ready, they can just be active the way you have to do. So those who are ready, please intimate me if you are getting my voice.
Yeah. So guys, you are all MBA students, and definitely in 1 or 2 years you will be a part of an organization, and this is a small role play. So I just want 2 volunteers from your side who can join this. I will tell you what you have to do. Please see, as a leader, you have to take initiative.
Sir, I think Vishwaraj has put his hand. He is the CR also of the class.
Okay.
So he has raised his
And
hand.
another
So
one?
whatever the things you will do, then he will be acting with his team.
Okay. And another one?
Along with Vishwaraj, who is there, raise your hands, please. I am unable to see because the system is hanging here. So, please. Yes, with Vishwaraj. Namrata is there. Okay, fine. So, as per the instruction of sir, you have to act. Archan,
Okay. So here, see, the situation is, suppose Vishwanath Parmar is a manager and another one who's Archana is an engineer. Okay. And we'll talk about manager. So Vishwanath, you have an extreme pressure from top management to achieve production target. Suppose you are a manager of an organization who produce some goods, and monthly absenteeism is already hampering your productivity. Your key maintenance engineer want 2 weeks of leave in same period. Okay. And without him or her, handling any breakdown is a job stopper. And for so any further loss in productivity may affect your image to the top management. So it is very important time for you. And cancelling approved leave can also lead to an employee dissatisfaction, and he can give you a negative rating in upcoming satisfaction survey. So this is a condition for you. And for Archana, you are an engineer, you are very hardworking, you always punctual on time. You applied for leave a month ago for your sister's marriage, and it was agreed that time. Now you have to go to attend the marriage. Okay. So now you both are sitting in a cabin. Let's see who win. So can you please both turn on your camera first?
okay. Fine. Archan is, I think, traveling. So no issue. You can just give up your and then you can switch out your camera.
Okay,
Archan and Vishwaraj. Yes. Vishwaraj. Yes.
Okay. So, okay, guys, do you understand what is the situation?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Vishwaraj.
Sir, actually we are in the university campus and here the internet speed is very low, so that's why it might happening. So, hello.
Okay.
Sir, we have connected with the
Vishwaraj.
institution. Hello.
You can just, yes, you can at least answer the question or the queries which the situation they have, the sir has told.
I think Ajay sir, it will be difficult with them actually.
Hello,
We
sir.
need good connectivity. Yeah. Hello. So someone
Yes, sir.
who is having good connectivity can take a part here.
The students,
Okay.
those who are in home, they can participate here because internet is very low today in the Parul. So we all of us joined through the LAN. I have also joined to the personal network. So those who are in home, they can participate. Or else, Archan, you can take the lead and just give the answer of the questions the sir is asking. And sir, we can. I'm really sorry for this is happening.
Okay.
So,
Okay, Ajay sir.
proceed. Please.
Okay, not an issue. Okay, so the basic intention for this role play is if you read this situation, that the manager is having constant pressure of productivity to achieve the production target, and at the same time, engineer is very hardworking, but he need leave. So there is like a conflict situation. Okay, and this is happening every day with the managers. So how we deal with that in organization? That is, I wanted to actually show to students when they will go in organization, such kind of situation they will face. Okay, so here intention of this role play was to understand the different conflict situation and how you will perform as a manager over there. I'll go on the next slide. So first of all, stabilizing oneself as a manager, being confident. Being confident is a very important role. So conveying confidence here, we'll see we feel confident when we accept each other and engage in mutual communication. Okay. Confidence is generally through a balance of power. When confidence is signaled, the atmosphere is positive and when there is a bond. So when you having bond with your team member, there will be always mutual trust and you will always able to deal with such kind of situation. So as an example, what I have given that employee want 2 weeks of leave and you have a production targets to achieve, how mutually you both come on a common conclusion is important. Okay. So how you are going to negotiate with your employee so that instead of 2 weeks leave, he can take 1 week of leave, or you can have any alternative person for that job so that your employee can take a leave and you can achieve your production without hampering any losses. So such kind of thing we have to pre-plan, and in future such situation will not occur, so that we have to take a proactive action like giving training to other people who can do the work of that person during that time. So as a manager, you have to see the future consequences of your decisions as well. And 5 signals of self-confidence. So here I would like to talk about basic communication technique which everyone should possess when you are working in an organization. So dear student, when you go in an organization, people generally see you, people watches you, so people keeps an eye on you, how you are behaving in day-to-day work life, and based on that only your managers take decision about your future growth. Okay, so I will tell you 5 basic signals of self-confidence which you should practice so that you will get advantage of all these things. Okay, so first one is eye contact. So convey respect by maintaining an eye contact. Okay, eye contact is very important. I know that nowadays we are working from home or we have the online meetings, but when you will go in our organization, you have to deal with different background people directly. So generally we say that no eye contact means no respect. Okay, so in conversation, just we have to use the eye contact technique, and unsteady gaze or frequent blinking convey uncertainty or a nervousness. So keep your gaze steady and calm. This is a very important. Then a body language. Body language is also very important. Our physical stand mimic our attitude. So when standing or sitting, maintain a straight stance. Straight implies honest. How honest you are, so your body language itself says. Then vocal pattern. This is also very important. Keep your voice firm but pleasant and maintain a natural rhythm. Sound confident and amenable depending on your intentions. So you also need to understand that how vocal pattern works during the conversation. The next thing is gestures. So expressive gestures create a lively, natural impression. Gestures support communication. So using your hands, you nodding your head, okay, all these things make lively in the conversation. And 5th one is a pause. So whenever you are speaking, take a pause. When you are in conversation, take pause, think what others are saying. Listening is also one of the important technique which all should practice, okay, before initiating any conversation. And there is a very important tool is you message to me message. Okay, so generally when you go in organization and you are managing some team, and there are people working under your leadership. they may be having more experience than yours. And when you are talking on any topic, generally we should avoid you word. You word is very dangerous, and I'll tell you how. So first start with when we use this you messages, communication in unfavorable condition, when you are talking with your employee and that communication is not in your favor, generally what start? Blame game starts. Not only with your employee, when you are talking with another manager from other department on certain issue, then this blame game starts. And this is a day-to-day routine of corporate world. You have to deal with this and express. And what we do generally, express our concern in you message, in the criticism and indirect accusation. So when we use you word, it indirectly go in accusation, and that is a job stopper actually. So we might say, for example, you set me down in the sun. So like we are criticizing or we are accusing someone that you set me down in the sun. So the another sentence of this for a me message would be, the sun is blinding me. So you are not accusing someone, but you are expressing your feeling in a me word. So me message requires a courage to stand by one's own feeling and to state them. In a conversation, there is a major...
Sorry to interrupt. The slide is not moving, I guess. It is stable. Can you just move the slides? Yes,
Just a
from
minute.
you to message. Yes, fine, sir. Now it's there.
Oh.
You message to me. Done.
Sorry. Okay. So I was talking about you to me message. Okay, this is very important that you should not use directly you messages to your co-worker or your subordinates, because when you use you words, it is directly indirectly accusation. So instead of you, use sentence, make a sentence which have me words. So you messages in general, do you mind, but you said that, you misunderstood me, that's your problem. Don't use such kind of word when you are in corporate. Okay, and you can believe me, it is very hard when we are in conversations. This automatically comes in our sentences, you messages. So it is very important to understand what you are talking. I'll go on next slide. Then second important topics is giving feedback. Okay, so it is also important for you guys when you will go in corporate. So one of the important task for a manager is giving feedback to their subordinate or to the co-worker. So how to give the feedback? So generally, actually we have not done the role play, otherwise we can see that how people give the feedback. But I'll directly tell you, this technique is very important. I come to know when I joined this company, when we got a training. Otherwise, I always started with a negative feedback. But now here, see that how to give feedback. So first thing is that whenever you are talking to your subordinates or your colleague, give feedback. Always first give the positive feedback. Okay, let it be whatever the topic. So your starting conversation should be start with the positive sentences, and you have to praise your subordinate. Then in sandwich, like center part, the area of improvement. So we should not blame them. Okay, we should not criticize them, but we have to state them what is a problem or what is the situation over there. We have to talk about the problem, not about the people. Okay, so when some subordinate is done something wrong, so we have to distinguish the person and the problem, and we should talk about the problem, not about the person. So because when you say someone that you made a mistake, he will not going to accept that. So instead that you can say that there is a situation where something gone wrong and how we can improve that. So this is a technique we call sandwich technique of giving feedback. And then when you give your feedback, then again give a positive feedback so that person can feel elevated. Again praise them. So in short, one positive thing, one area of improvement, and one positive thing, the complete sandwich method. So whenever you are talking to your colleague, even if you are giving feedback to your superior, you can use this technique. This is very important. Then we have a conversation guideline. So this is very, very important. You can take a screenshot of this slide. This is the whole and soul of conversation. So in day-to-day life, whenever you are talking to someone, we have to follow this process actually. So this is we call as QASK approach. C stand for contact phase, O stand for orientation phase, A stand for analysis phase, S stand for solution, and C stand for conclusion. So whenever we start any meeting, okay, or any conversation with someone, we have to we should not directly jump on the point. Okay, so first we have to establish a contact. Can you see this conversation guideline file? Hello? Can everybody see the conversation guideline?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So I was talking that conversation guideline is very, very important tool. You should practice in your day-to-day life, even when you're talking with your friend or in family or with someone new or to your manager or your subordinate. This is a guideline which clearly state that how should a conversation should be. So in contact phase, suitable initiation of conversation, welcome and breaking the ice, not on topic yet. Establish a comfortable conversational atmosphere. So this you should start with. Then orientation phase comes. So name the subject. Yes, Sashi, you have any question?
Shashikant, you have raised your hand. Do you have any question? You can ask after sir completes, or you can ask now.
Okay, thank you. Then comes the orientation phase. So name the subject, ensure all parties understand the objective of the meeting or the discussion. So this is very important. When you go in organization and you are calling some meeting, your participants should understand that why this meeting has been called. So it is very important to, after the contact phase, you should go in the orientation phase. Then comes the analysis phase. So analysis phase is collect the fact, clarify the questions, exchange views, and explain the effect of misconduct or any situation. So this is analysis we call. And then come to the solution phase. So any problem, when you're talking about any problem, along with employee or with manager. So after the analysis, the solution phase comes. In solution phase, we seek resolution together or help employee to find the solution him or herself. So as we have seen in the role play model, where employee want 2 weeks leave and manager cannot give him the 2 weeks leave, then in that situation, what should be the solution? So now this is like a contradict situation where manager cannot approve your leave and this employee want 2 weeks of leave. So what will be the solution? So at that time, you both should come on a common platform. Otherwise, your company will not work. Na? So it is so like then you can negotiate that. Okay, Baba, take 1 week of leave and come 1 week for the office. Kind of that. Or you can ask that, okay, take one
Hello, Anand sir, your voice is not coming. Anand sir, hello. Hello. हेलो सर, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर. स्क्रीन हैंग हो गया है, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है, पीपीटी दिख रही है. हाँ, फिर से कनेक्ट करिए. आई थिंक सर हैज लॉस्ट द कनेक्शन. सो द पॉइंट्स व्हिच सर इज being discussed, they are very related and they are very important. Everyone you want to be the leader. The क्लास में नेता बनने की बारी आती है, सीआर बनने की बारी आती है, सब चाहते हैं कि वो सीआर बने, राइट? और अभी जब सर बता रहे हैं, पार्टिसिपेट करने कह रहे हैं, तो कोई पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहा है. तो आप चाहते हैं आप लीडर बन जाएंगे, so it will not work, right guys? So you have to participate, right? I think sir has joined back.
Sorry for interruption.
No issue.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, perfectly audible. Now you can continue, sir. Sharing your screen also.
Okay, so we were on the. Okay, you can see the slide, right?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, so we discussed about the solution phase and then the conclusion. So appreciative goodbye is important in between. Okay, after the complete phase, so you should be, after your conversation, you should make a conclusion that okay, we have discussed about this, we have agreed upon certain things, and now we will conclude that this kind of outcomes what we have got from our discussion, and you have to document that. Okay, so this is a small a kind of theory about the conversation guideline. Sorry, just yeah. Now, next thing is about the psychological contract. The discussion on the psychological contract management of expectation. So, as we have discussed in previous slide about the QASK approach, this is also a same kind of methodology which we call as psychological contract. So when you are talking with your team member, there are 5 phases. Okay, so which is first one is beginning of discussion, then the employee's expectation and need and interest, then represent company interest, then verbal agreement, and conclusion of the discussion. So this also happen when your employee having certain issues, okay, and he would like to talk to you about some points. So how you'll deal that? So in this slide we have shown that how you should handle such kind of conversation. Now, if suppose your employee want a hike in salary or a promotion next year because he's working for 3 years in your organization, you are manager, how you will deal that? So here, first of all, how you will begin the discussion. So first, you should talk about how your experience is on with him. Okay, and then comes the second point is employee's expectation and need and interest. You should understand that what is his expectation and needs, why he want promotion. Okay, what is his expectation, whether he is able to understand his job properly or not. Then you should represent the company interest. What is the situation of your company? Are you in position to give promotion to everyone or not? Because you cannot satisfy the expectation of each member of your team. So you have to take a stand what company's interest is. and how much is possible you have to negotiate with them, and then things come is verbal agreement. So whatever the situation, or you have done the discussion with your team member, you should come on the solution. So for any situation, let it be a discussion on some salary hike or a promotion or some issue, work related issue, then come on the conclusion on discussion. So generally what happens that in organization, people don't follow these techniques and they become the enemy of each other. Generally team member don't want to see the face of his boss, or people left the company because of the bosses. This happens, right, Ajay sir?
True. We don't change the company, we change our boss.
Yes, this is what is happening. But see, this kind of tools, these are very simple tools, but if we follow them, and then the situation changes drastically. So people feel free to talk with their superiors on any issue, or you as a manager, you should allow them to speak with you whenever they feel any problem. So in this slide, I would like to show that as a manager, how you interplay between the management levels. Okay, so dear student, in any organization, there is a top management and there are employees. Okay, so as a manager or as a leader, you have to keep yourself between these two lines. Okay, so the top line is senior managers. Okay, your CEOs, your top general managers, and EM is the employees. So what we call as, if some manager is too much employee oriented, then your top management don't like them. Or if some managers is too much top management oriented, then employees don't like them. So it is we call as missionary leaders, or who work for a top management is technocrat. So dear students, we have to change we do not need to become one kind of leader. Okay, in leadership you have to change your leadership style, depend on the position or depend on the situations. So when certain situation need that you should more focus or more employee oriented, you have to take the stance of employee oriented leader. Or when situation demands, you may be company oriented. But you have to work upon different situation and take a decision that where you have to stand. So don't be a one type of leader. Here the message is, don't be a one type of leader. Change your leadership style, depend on the situation. Then there is another actually role play.
Sir, when you will be, our university will be inviting you in offline mode. Then we can go for this particular role play mode. Further, you can just discuss and give the inputs the students are listening.
Sure. Okay, so here just I will read that there is a situation that you are newly appointed manager with 5 years of work experience, and in your team, one of the person who is very experienced, Mr. X is very experienced person having 15 years of experience. He do all his work on time and submit the report as needed. And as he is having more experience than you, he criticizes you in front of other team member, making fun of you in office. He always takes a newcomers for coffee breaks, passing time and chatting. It's kind of time pass in office. Never share his knowledge to others. So generally वो क्या करता है कि he take newcomers with the coffee and वो उनको तो काम नहीं करने देता है, and he also never share the knowledge, and but he do his all work. He is not comfortable with the latest programming language and potentially hampering the productivity of entire team. So now as a manager, how you'll manage the situation? So have a personal discussion with Mr. X and improve the current situation. This was the task actually. So Student, this is a situation, typical situation which happens in organization. Even in my team, I had a person like that. So how you have to deal? No, when you practically have a discussion on such certain point, the discussion can go in any direction. So what I have shown in you the last slides about the that Quast model or the psychological contract, that model will you have to use when you are discussing on such kind of topics. Okay, so for example, when Mr. X and you were having the meeting, don't directly jump on Mr. X that why you are doing like that, why you are taking newcomers on a coffee break, or you are passing the time, kind of. So first of all, this the you have to follow the Quask approach. So you have to make a contact phase, then orientation phase, then analysis phase, and so on. So first and then feedback you will give in a sandwich method. So that, let's see, he is having 15 years of experience, so he is an important asset of your company, your team. So you have to see that why he is behaving like that. You have to find the root cause. First of all, you have to understand that whether it's a problem or is a situation. Understand? So you have to distinguish between these two, whether it's a problem or it's a situation. If this is a problem, you have to find the root cause of that. What is the root cause? If he's having 15 years of experience, why he's not having his complete mind in his work? Why he's taking another guys? Why he's criticizing you? So you have to work on different root causes of his behavior. And as a manager, it is your responsibility to elevate your team members. So you have to improve the situation of Mr. X. Give him a training. Give him a training. If he's not comfortable, maybe he's not comfortable with the latest programming language, which newcomers know. And that's why he's behaving like that. So it is, as a manager, you have to identify that what is the root cause. You have to take a corrective action. So corrective action will be giving him a training, send him for a latest programming language program, so that he can learn new things and then he can implement that on his work. Okay, so that kind of situation generally comes in organization. As a manager, we have to take appropriate actions on that. And at the last, we'll talk about the conflicts. So conflicts generally happens in actions, in goals, in values, and conviction of different people. तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट एक ऐसी चीज है ना जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ऑलवेज रहेगा ही, है ना. देयर आर डिफरेंट पीपल, डिफरेंट फ्रॉम डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड, एंड व्हेन people from different departments talk on something, then there are difference of opinions. So it can be with the single person or a complete team can have a conflict. So as a manager, we should understand how to deal with the conflicts. So here different type of conflicts. So as a manager, you should, or a leader, you should understand what kind of conflict is. So first type of conflict is conflict of values, differing personal values. For example, political, religious, or social values. This generally does not come in the organization. Then conflict of relationship. If someone you already have bad relation with someone, and if you are executing some task, then definitely conflict happens. Then conflict of roles, demands and derived from different roles. So this is generally happen in organization. Now, suppose, for example, you are from the quality department and one person from the production department, and quality department manager says that I don't accept whatever you have produced, and production says it doesn't matter your quality. So such kind of things happens in organization, and you have to deal every day. Then conflict of judgment, conflict of distribution, conflict of goals. So you can read, entire theory about this, but these are main things. And the conflict journey, this is very important to see how conflicts happens. Generally, all will be a big leaders if they able to deal the conflicts in appropriate way. But most of us get fails when we are dealing with the conflicts. Okay, so this is a curve or journey of a conflict, how it happens. So latent conflicts at very early stage, conflict emergence, then conflict escalation, then the hurting stage comes, then de-escalation come or negotiation happens, then dispute settlement, and post-conflict situation comes. So as a manager, now you have to understand this portion. We have to work on here, that how conflict arises and how we can de-escalate this conflict in this stage only. So it should not hurt someone and it should not hamper the productivity of an organization. So you should know that you are not dealing effectively with a conflict when you are continually having a conflict with the same person. Okay, you have a conflict regarding the same situation, or complain and feel frustrated about circumstances, wish you could be free from a person or situation, or obsess about trying to figure out another motives, plan endless strategies for dealing with a person or a situation. मतलब हम भाग रहे हैं, or structure time so you don't have to deal with a person or issue. So if someone don't go to college one day if some teacher is coming that day, for example, because you are not able to deal with him. Talk to other person about the person behind their back. So if you are talking about some person with someone, then definitely you are not dealing with conflict very well, and feel helpless and believe that nothing will work. This is the typical example of different situation when how we feel if you are not managing the conflict effectively. So my attitude, how should our attitude towards the conflict? So dear student, why I'm talking about conflict in a leadership role, because this is going to happen in your team. So when you have team of 10 people, maybe 2 will have conflicts, and you as a manager you have to negotiate with them and de-escalate the situation of their conflicts. Or as a manager, when you are dealing with different department manager, if conflicts happen, how you are going to deal with that? Because what you will do, your team will follow. Okay, so if you are making some disaster decision, then entire team will suffer. So how much energy I will invest to pursue my goal and satisfaction of my need. Okay, so generally conflicts happen for your own needs and for the other need. And how much energy will I invest to consider the other's goal and needs? What dynamics will result from adapting one attitude to the other? So this is we call as conflict square. Okay, so my will to achieve my goal or satisfy my need, and in this axis you can see my will to consider the other's goals and need. Okay, if there is a situation where others goal is high or others needs is high, and if you want to lose that situation, then it is called as submission, or submission or adaptation. And if you want to be in win-win situation, for your goal is also getting satisfied and others goal is also getting satisfied, then this is called as cooperation. So both are winner. And suppose you are winning and others are losing, then this is called as fight and defense. So this is generally happen in organization, this area. Everybody want to win, and that's create a problem. People don't understand the situation, that why they are fighting. They just want to win. So we have to, as a manager, we have to understand where we have to win, where we have to lose. Okay, and what happens? Everybody want to win, but what really happen is both are losers. So there is a very famous model of Thomas Kilmann conflict mode of instrument. Here we will see how assertiveness and cooperativeness de-escalate the conflicts. Okay, assertiveness is how much you want to satisfy your own needs, and cooperativeness is that how you cooperate with the others' need. So here 5 models we have shown, that competing collaborating. If you are too much assertive for a task, then you are in competing stage. If we want to win, other also want to win, then we have to take a collaborative approach. If we want be a mid situation, then there is a compromising. If we are not at all able to solve the situation, then it is avoiding. And there is when we give the space for the others needs, then it is called accommodating stage. So this is the conflict style what we talk about, and appropriate situation. When we have to, which kind of conflict style we should possess as a leader. So competing when a quick and decisive action is vital. For example, an emergency. So at that time you should compete. Okay. When an unpopular course of action needed implementing, for example, cost cutting or enforcing discipline, then you have to take decision. Avoid when a potential cost of confronting a conflict outweighs the benefit of resolution. Or if any situation where you can avoid the situation, then not at all go in conflict mode as a manager. Okay. This is very important. You have to understand when to avoid any conflict. Then accommodating when the issue is much more important to the other. Okay, if you see that this issue is important to other, and by just involving yourself or with your agreement, if his task is going to complete, then just accommodate. Don't create a conflict situation. Compromising when goals are moderately important but not worth to effort in using other assertive mode. So just in such kind of situation, compromise. And this is a collaborating approach to merge insight of the people with different perspective on a problem. So you have to make understand others about your problem, so that you and that person come on the same platform and you both can give your resolution to solve the problem. Or when your objective is to learn, testing of your own assumption, understanding the view of others. So this is the best approach for dealing with the conflicts. So what we have talk about is for your improvement as a leader or as a manager, how you are going to deal in different situation or different conflict situation. But there is also important thing is about your team development. Okay, so how, if you are manager, how you will develop your team. So there are phases of transformation of your team. So in phase 1, so if suppose you become a manager in an organization and you have a team of 10 people, how you will groom them. So this is a very simple picture of that phases. So first phase, when your team will be in forming phase, they don't know each other. They are different. They are from different backgrounds, different role. They will start, talking to each other. They'll come to know each other. Then there is a phase called storming phase, when your team will definitely, as a manager or a leader, when you deal with your team, there will be difference of opinion. One person don't like to other, and there will be different kind of problems you will see as a manager. But after that, you have to deal all these problems with the tools which I have shared you in previous slides. You have to speak with each one of your employee. You have to de-escalate the situation. You have to bring everyone on a common platform to achieve a common goal of your organization. And then it is a norming phase. So when you have a discussion, you have continuous meetings with all of them, they become friend, they become a family. And that's we call as norming phase. And then next comes a performing phase. So as a manager or as a leader, you should be able to give the output to your organization. Otherwise, what is the use of that leadership? So now it's a performing phase. So when your entire team is working on the objective what you have given to them, they will give you 100%. So you just have to transform them through these phases. So if any new journey comes, he will go through these phases, but at the end you want all your employee here in a performing phase, so that you will get good result. So student, we have talked about the personal development, the team development things. Then we have talked about the how to deal with the conflicts, and then we also talk about the communication models and the team development clocks. So this is very small presentation about the leadership and more or less the technique you should use during the leadership program. Okay. So Ajay sir, this was a small.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was wonderful presentation and wonderful setup. I guess it would have happened in a normal scenario, so it would be more interactive. Since there is a lot of network issues and so many things, so and this is the way the students. You see, after 2 years of pandemic, students are also in online mode. Those who are active, so they are active and
Correct.
but most of the online sessions are there where people I don't know why they feel shy if they are not coming to the college. Today there was a CP project
Correct.
exam in our college, and these are the first year students, those who I am teaching entrepreneurship, and in that only I have taught them group formation and all, and you also touched that part. It was really a fantastic presentation on your behalf, sir. So I thank you from behalf of FMS, Parul University family, and I hope someday we will have you as guest here, and we will have more role plays and leadership sessions, and it will be one day workshop, something like that. And today I also learned a lot of things from you, sir. And I believe that I must tell you, student, that sir is a very good sportsman. You can say he possesses the sportsman spirit. From the beginning onwards, he was always topper in every school, every college, everywhere. And moreover, he is now a very good runner, a bicycle. Means he takes part in a lot of competitions in sports also. So when you will follow sir in LinkedIn and on other social media platform, you will come to know that how enthusiastic sir is. लगते नहीं है कभी कि सर की शादी हो गई है, सर के दो बच्ची है, and he is always in a mode of learning, and he is very cooperative, and you have seen that sir how beautifully with a wonderful smile on his face he just explained you the so many tips. So it was live on the Facebook, it was live on the YouTube. We will share you the link too, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And I hope the alumni or the person, those who have missed this session, they might listen from that. And definitely, as per the report, I'm seeing that more than 2,000 people have viewed in Parul University YouTube channel. So once again, I thank you, sir. Soon we will be sending you the certificate, a token of love from Parul University. And thank you, sir, for sparing your time. Students, if you have any question, sir, can you just write your email address or the LinkedIn address in the chat box so that students can connect with you, or else you can
Sure.
And I would like to request you, sir, that kindly share the presentation and any material regarding to be a leader handouts so that we can give them print out to all the students. And I'm really sorry, sir.
Thank you, Ajay sir.
Network is so low, so many times I also switched on off my camera, and students were instructed by the dean that here the people, the trend is that people normally doesn't put on camera. So again,
it is a problem, Ajay sir, I know. Even thanks a lot, Ajay sir, once again for this wonderful session.
Special thanks to our technical team, our sir from PU webinar, Dharmik sir, and all of them. So we can end this live session, sir, here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir. And thank you, student, for listening and having your attention. And definitely we'll join again and we'll meet again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir, we can end the live session. Brijesh, sir, we can end the session live. Hello. Brijesh, sir.